and welcome back to yet another segment of Burnt Coverage, Wide Receiver Edition, Week 7. I am your host, Joel.
And I'm Curtis.
And we are your go-to source for daily, weekly fantasy play, blah, 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 blah. So, wide receivers, what do you think?
I think that I will play some wide receivers this week.
All right. Tune in next week when we do the same thing.
Yeah, just play whoever you want. No, I have some low end plays this week. Overall, in my strategy, feeling a lot of low end guys this week. I'm just looking at a lot of the prices. It's a passing league. We have a lot of great quarterbacks playing a lot of bad defenses, and so that's my theme. And I'm going to start with a wide receiver who may have seemingly broke out to you last week if you didn't watch football last year, but that's Martavis Bryant. He's coming off a 4-game suspension. They let him rest another week because he had a little bit of a knee thing, and they didn't really have a quarterback. Michael Vick isn't a quarterback in the NFL anymore. We'll never see Michael Vick again. Can I get money on that?
No, I would not take that bet.
Yeah. So we have Martavis Bryant, 4,700 in DraftKings, 6,900 in FanDuel, playing one of the worst defenses against the wide receiver, Kansas City. Yes, it is in Arrowhead, which is a tough place to play. But we have a receiver that just had 137 yards and 2 touchdowns, playing one of the worst defenses in the league. I'll take him at his low price. And this guy's a physical specimen. He's 6'4", 211. So really a big guy, and a little different than the Antonio Brown seemingly slot receiver. I know Antonio Brown's an all-world wide receiver, nothing against him. But this is the big target, and last year he proved it because he had 8 touchdowns last year in 10 games. So damn near a touchdown a game. Also 549 yards, which 10 games, 549. He was getting 55 yards a game. So, 55 yards and a touchdown at his price of 4,700, DraftKings, 6,900 in FanDuel, as basically a floor, I think, at this point. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is, because last week it was Landry Jones, and Landry Jones put up that stat line for him. And then last year, Ben Roethlisberger put up his yearly stats, and we all know that Roethlisberger is a better quarterback than Landry Jones. Nothing against Landry Jones, but that's just how the world works, Landry. So I really like Martavis Bryant this week, and I think he's a really safe play at a fairly low price.
I can't dispute Bryant call because I've already in a previous segment made the case for Landry Jones as my quarterback of the week. But I just feel that what Landry Jones is bringing to the table is that he's including Antonio Brown more into the offense like he should be. He is the focal point of the offense. And they really run on full cylinders when Brown has the ball in his hands. Martavis Bryant is a boom or bust candidate. He's the big play threat. And yes, he's been the boom so far this season, but I really have a hard time living or dying with that in daily fantasy. If you're talking more season long, it's a different story. It's easier to take those losses and reap those gains. But no, I think it's more of a Brown game this week.
And I get your point. Roethlisberger obviously loves Antonio Brown, and Antonio Brown is still the better wide receiver out of the two. However, Martavis Bryant has proven himself a red zone threat, and he had a miraculous catch in the end zone last week. I'm sure many of you have seen that. But also broke an 88-yard run, showing his skills on the field. He's not just a big receiver. He can make plays. He's a bust-out candidate. And like I said, last year his floor was right around a touchdown and 54 yards every game. So for this price, before people pick up on it, before Ben gets back to full strength, I think it's worth playing him.
It's an okay play. I just think there are better plays.
You got one?
I do. T.Y. Hilton, Indianapolis Colts. So yes, T.Y. has yet to crack 100 yards in a game this season, but last week got his first touchdown. Positive sign, positive trend. So he's still getting the catches, he's still getting the targets. And now Luck is back from the injury. Luck didn't look great last week, even though his numbers were pretty good. And I think with Luck having another week back from the injury, that's only going to lead to good things. Another piece of wisdom that I have imparted on the impressionable youth that are our viewers. I've taught you, one, that Jameis Winston is a terrible quarterback. I've taught you, two, that if for running back advice you come to me, and now I'm going to give you some wide receiver advice. I'm going to be your sage. Rob Ryan is a terrible defensive coordinator. Rob Ryan will be a high school coach, probably somewhere deep in Texas, coaching Randy Pink Floyd next year, because his defenses are porous. He's done nothing of note to deserve his position in the NFL, other than have famous siblings and famous father. So yes, my call is that T.Y., what's been missing from T.Y.'s game this year is that he's not made that long touchdown catch, and I'm pretty sure that this is the week that happens, that him and Luck connect on that 60-plus yard score to really send the price into value play.
We're still paying T.Y. prices from last year for this year, though.
We are, $7,700 on FanDuel, $6,500 on DraftKings. Like I said, he's still getting the targets, still getting the receptions.
That's hard for me because they have so many other weapons now. Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson is a weapon?
He is. Okay. I was going to continue. Moncrief. We also have Allen and Fleener, who both had 8 touchdowns last year. They just re-signed Bradshaw. They're still running the ball with Gore. They also have Philip Dorsett who's getting touches. Jack Doyle, their third string tight end.
No, to be fair though, like they've always thrown the ball to Fleener and Allen, the tight ends. They've always spread the ball between those two guys. And Moncrief is a very good. I have no problems with Dante Moncrief as a young up-and-coming wide receiver. I was very big on him last year. But I think that the reason that he's been the wide receiver of note in this offense this year is because he runs the short to intermediate routes. And as we've touched upon several weeks on this show, the offensive line of Indianapolis is absolutely terrible. And Andrew Luck has looked very skittish and jittery in the pocket this year, which leads to short passes, which leads to Dante Moncrief. But now that Luck is feeling a little more confident back from the injury, I think they're going to connect. And we're also talking, again, about a New Orleans defense. Does New Orleans have the pass rush?
No.
No, they do not. So if you give Andrew Luck 5 seconds in the pocket with T.Y. Hilton running a go route, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, let's talk about a boom or bust guy. I don't want my boom or bust guys to be my high-end guys. I'd rather my boom or bust guys to be low-end.
Like he's hovering around 85 yards average per game. It's not a boom or bust. It's not like he's either going to get 100. He's not Deshaun Jackson. He's not going to get 150 or 10. No, his floor is 85 yards.
He is the number 1 receiver in this pass offense, even with all the other options.
Yes.
So he will be the person that they try to put the most focus on in a game. It's hard for me. Without any good games this year, I have T.Y. on my Liga note. It's hard for me to pick him up.
He caught his first touchdown last week. It's the beginning of a trend.
Thank you, Joel. He did catch his first touchdown in week 6.
Yes.
So that is something.
With the worst 5-game stretch of Andrew Luck's career.
And 2 of which he didn't even play.
That makes for a bad stretch.
Yeah. you don't get any points in games you
don't. Not good.
See you next segment.
On the couch.